Kunle Adelabu, and we had a session during our first boot on camp. And during the boot on camp, we were able to look at some of our general computing courses which we have done in our first boot on camp. So for this session, we are going to be looking at computer peripherals. Now, what are exactly our computer peripherals? And at the end of this particular class session that we are having, we are going to look at what computer peripherals are, what are the types of peripherals that we have. We are going to see what the uses are, and we'll see how to apply them in what we want to do in our day-to-day activity while we are working on our computer system. So let's try as much as possible to be attentive, and let's look at it one after the other. Now, from the computer peripherals, the computer peripheral expands a computer capabilities. Peripherals allow a computer to perform more function than would be possible without the peripherals. A few examples of peripherals are what? Monitors, mouse, keyboards, printers, headphones, camera, external hard drive, including what? Removable or flash drive. Peripheral allows the user to interact with the computer. Now, from what I have said, from what we have on the screen, from the slide, this slide is telling us that, showing to us the types of peripherals that we have. Now, I told you earlier that the computer peripherals are those devices, auxiliary devices, that are attached to the system unit. Now, in the case of our laptop, the laptop does not really have peripherals. Those peripherals that we normally talk about concerning the laptop are our printer, like this, the projector that we're using now is not a peripheral because it is attached to the laptop. Now, if I should attach a printer now, the printer has become a peripheral. And that's why we say that what? That those computer peripherals are what? They are simply what? They allow a computer to perform more function that would be possible. You understand? They perform more function. They do more function than it is expected. Now, let's move to the second slide. Now, the computer will focus. What will our focus be? Our focus will now be on what? We'll focus on 4 categories of peripherals. 1, input devices. 2, output devices. 3, storage devices. And 4, our internal. Now, let's take them one after the other. Now, taking them one after the other, we are going to take them one after the other. We are going to start with what? The monitors. Now, a monitor provides what? It provides a visual display of information processed by the computer. Monitors are what? Output devices. Now, when we say monitor, anything you see on the screen, we refer to it as monitor. Everything you see on the screen, we refer to it as monitor. And what do? They provide what? Visual interaction to what? They provide visual interaction for the user with the computer via the screen. Now, some monitors are separate from the CPU, while others are combined with the CPU. Monitors may be hardwired to the peripherals or connected wirelessly. If you check the lab, this is the type of computer we have. Those desktop. Now we have some that looks like this, like those our Linux. We have this type in our lab too. Linux, you see it on the table. Now these are the type of monitors that we have. If you can see, this is an example of monitor, and this is the monitor too. Now let's move ahead. Now we look at the keyboard. There are many ways to enter data into a computer. The 2 most common ways are using a mouse and what? And a keyboard. Now, in the case of keyboard, we have different types of keyboard based on the architecture of the keyboard. Now, we have the standard keyboard and we have the multimedia keyboard. The standard keyboard, and we have multimedia keyboard. But for this particular purpose, we are going to limit ourselves to the single type of keyboard that is being used on the module. So, and that is what we have here. Now, a keyboard provides data to the computer. That's where we enter our alphabet, where we enter our numeric keys, our alphanumeric keys, our special keys, the function keys, and all that type of keys. Now, when you look at what we have here, if you look at the drawdown of all this, you discover that the keyboard provides data to the computer, turning keystrokes into characters on the monitor. Anything you type, whatever you type on your keyboard, is what will be displayed on the output, which we see on the monitor. Now let's move. Let's move. Now, the parts of the keyboard. These are the parts of the keyboard. Now when we say parts, these are the basic parts of the keyboard. And those parts of the keyboard, we have the function keys. These are our F1 to what? F12. These are the function keys. Then the cursor control or arrow keys. These are the cursor control or arrow keys. We have them here. What we call the cursor control or arrow keys. Then the alphanumeric keys. Now, here we have QWERTY, QWERTY, that's QWERTY. Then you see ASD here. Then you see JKL here. Then you see your ASD. Now, meaning that the essence of this is when you put your hand on the keyboard, your left hand will be on the ASD. ASD, you can see ASD, then JKL. So that every time you want to type anything, it will be easier for you. You want to press Adelabu, you know where ASD is. You just say ASD, AD, then you know where QWERTY is. Just raise your hand up a little. Once you raise your hand up a little, you are going to see what? What will you see next? When you raise your hand up a little, you are going to see QWERTY. QWERTY. That's what you are going to see. You can see QWERTY. That's QWERTY. Meaning that any alphabet you want to type that has to do with what? QWERTY. QWERTY. Meaning that your left hand, your left finger should be able to punch those keys. Do you understand me? Now, we talk about the numeric keys. Keypad. Now, these are our numeric keypad. This is where numeric keypad is. You see your 1, 2, 3, 4 up to what? Up to 0. Now from here, let's move to the next slide. Now showing you properly, you can see that the function key is shown here, and with that environment, you can see the function keys. Now let's move. Say function keys. What are the basic functions? Now function keys are usually located on top. They are located on top row of a keyboard. Now the function keys are typically denoted with the letter what? Capital F, followed by number 1 through to 12. And when you look at it, we have F1, F2, F3, F4, up to what? F12. They provide quick access to common functions. For example, on most keyboards, F1 stands for what? It opens a help screen. Anytime you want to do help, you just need to do what? Once you press your F1 is going to show what? It will bring help. Maybe you don't know what to do. While you're working on your computer, you don't know what to do. And the next thing is, instead of you giving yourself some kind of headache, you just press F1. The moment you press F1, it is going to bring a dialog box to you. From the dialog box, it will be easier for you to say, okay, I want to add 2 numbers, or I want to do bold, or I want to italize, or I want an italics, or I want to change anything. Then the thing is going to give you a drop down of how you are going to do it. Now let's go. Now we have the alphanumeric key. I've explained that earlier. The alphanumeric key. You can see the alphanumeric key, and from here you can see now alphanumeric key contains letters. Numbers and symbols. You can see contains letters, numbers and symbols. The bottom row of the keyboard contains control keys. Number lock is not activated. Like we're talking about, this is the number lock. If it is not activated, all this number is not going to work. When this number lock, and when the number lock is activated, these are indicators that will show that the number lock is active. That is when you can now use this key, those numbers that you have here. But if the number lock is not, if you didn't tap this key, the number lock indicator will not show here. But that doesn't mean that you cannot use the keyboard. But the keyboard will still be functioning here. The 1, 2, 3 to 0 will be functioning here. So from here we move to parts of the keyboard. Some keyboards may have navigation keys, which control and open documents. For example, let me give a simple example of what we are looking at. A typical example is, if I want to print what I have on this screen now, I want to print it, and I want you to print everything on my page, on the screen of the computer. I just press Control and what? Print screen. You press Control and print screen, it's going to grab your screen. You know what we call screen grabber on phone? And you want to do a screenshot. Yes, that is how we do screenshots on laptop. Just press control, you hold it down, then you press the print screen, you see the print screen. Now, if you look at this carefully, you see that this is the print screen. Now, it's going to grab the entire screen. We use it with other keys on the keyboard. So we use it to grab the screen, then you cannot send it to anybody you want to send it to. I can send it through WhatsApp, I can use it as an image somewhere. Maybe I want to use it to do some design on corridor, or I want to use it for in-shots, or any kind of thing I want to do with it. I'll be able to work with the picture. Now from there, we move to, I made mention of what? The indicator. Now this is the indicator showing now. I made mention of the indicator, and this is the indicator showing. And the indicator, when your cap is locked, cap lock, you want to change it to what? You want to change your text from a lowercase text to a uppercase text. And you don't want to repress shift, you don't want to do this combinational key, then you come here, you click on what? Once you tap your cap lock is going to do what? You are going to see the indicator is going to show here. Now that's what they are telling us there. A cap lock indicates that all letters will be capitalized, meaning capital letter. You get it? Then if scroll is locked, if scroll lock is available, this will lock a page to prevent jumping up. We normally scroll up, we scroll down. So if you click on scroll lock, you will not be able to scroll up or you scroll down on your keyboard. Now, part of the input of the devices that we're looking at peripheral is a mouse. All of us know what a mouse is. A mouse is what? A pointing and is a clicking and pointing device. We click to point and we click. So we are familiar with the mouse. Then you are going to see, yes, this is a picture of the mouse. This is the wheel. What we have here is the wheel that we use in dragging up and down. We use it to move up and down the page. Then next to it, we have our left. This is the left button, and this is the what? The right button, and this is the connector. Now on the connector, what we have on the connector, the essence of the connector, we have different kind of connector. We have the USB connector, and we have the RJ45. Now the USB connector is the one that has a USB mount that you can plug to your computer. Then we have another one, which is the RJ45. Now the RJ45, that one that has pin. You see pin, it has a pin on it. So with the pin, that pin easily get damaged. But the newer version we are doing now, it is hot swappable. You just need to plug. If I plug it to this laptop, I will start working. That's why it is much more advisable to have this type. Now they are telling us the function of the mouse. The left button, we normally click, open files and link, click and drag. Right button, hidden option, special menu, shortcut, open with option. When you right click on something, you bring the drop down. Then you can pick what you want, whether you want to open or you close or anything, or you delete. So from here we move to printer. A printer is an output peripheral. An output peripheral is an external device. The printer can be hardwired, usually with a USB cord or a firewall or a firewire. Now these are the type of printer that we have: 3D printer, all-in-one, dot matrix, inkjet, laser jet. All these laser, they print faster. They have faster printing capabilities. Now, the 3D printer, it can print in 3-dimensional. That's why they call it a 3D printer. 3-dimensional printing. Then all-in-one, when we say all-in-one means that it can scan at least. I hope you are getting it. Yes, okay, no problem. Okay. believe everything is fine, right? Okay. You have decided your answers, right? Now let's move to the second one. Is your answer correct?
Yes.
Your answer is correct?
Yes.
Okay, now let's go to the next question. Which of the following is not an output device? Which of the following is not an output device? Yeah, let's. Yes. Let's go. Now, what's your answer? Is it correct? Yes. You are correct. Okay, let's move to the next one. Which of the following is not an input device? Pick your answer and bring on.
To display the information.
Bring up your card. Hold your card at your card. Put your hand down.
Yes, you can produce.
Another question. Another question. Bring your card.